Trump breaking news. Following the failure of his lawsuit challenging the disclosure of his tax returns, Trump has agreed to pay the New York Times $392,000 illegal expenses. According to a Times official who talked with CNN on Monday, $392,000 has been paid by Donald Trump to the New York Times to cover the legal costs of his unsuccessful lawsuit against the newspaper and its writers about an investigation into his finances in 2018 that involved secret tax records. Judge Robert R. Reed concluded that the journalist's behavior was protected by the New York Constitution, and the Times moved to dismiss the action against it and its journalists. More than 8 months later, in January, the money was ordered to be paid by Trump. Trump accused the Times of tortious interference in their pursuit of his niece and alleged breach of a 2001 settlement agreement with the Trump family, according to CNN's prior reporting. This was one of the charges that Trump made against the newspaper. Authors David Barstow, Suzanne Craig, and Russ Buettner took home the 2019 Pulitzer Prize in explanatory reporting for their reporting series. The judge had previously stated last year that he was rejecting the Times' argument as a matter of law due to the fact that the paper was reporting on a story of great public interest. The judge's decision to dismiss the defendants and pay their attorneys' fees was based on recent changes to New York's so-called anti-SLAPP law, which allows defendants to seek the swift dismissal of lawsuits that target First Amendment protected conduct. A Times spokeswoman praised the anti-SLAPP law on Monday, describing it as a strong force for preserving journalistic freedom. The ruling demonstrates the potential of the state's recently revised anti-SLAPP statute to effectively safeguard press freedom. According to Charlie Statlander, a spokesman for the Times, to those who seek to intimidate journalists by abusing the legal system, the court has delivered a message. Obtaining a truce in the Israel-Gaza war by next Monday is President Joe Biden's stated goal. His remarks follow news of some breakthrough in the continuing negotiations between Israeli and Hamas officials in Qatar. Our national security advisor has informed me that we are getting close, Mr. Biden stated. Following the murder of almost 1,200 persons in southern Israel, gunmen affiliated with Hamas on October 7, Israel initiated a massive ground and aerial attack in Gaza, along with 253 hostages. The assailants have released some of them. There have been a total of 29,782 deaths in the Gaza Strip since then, with 90 of those casualties occurring on Sunday. According to the health ministry operated by Hamas, Netanyahu reveals post-war strategy for Gaza. Children in Gaza go on hunger drives to support their families. While addressing reporters in New York City, President Biden, whose nation is Israel's primary ally, discussed the potential for a truce. On Monday, he stated, "We're near. We haven't finished yet. A truce, I pray, will be in place by next Monday." Negotiations to free the Israeli prisoners have made progress in recent days. According to a U.S. State Department spokesman, whether Hamas would accept the most recent offer is still unknown. The contacts we've had with Egypt, Israel, the United States, and Qatar have had progress, stated spokesperson Matthew Miller, when the United States vetoed a resolution last week calling for an immediate end to the fighting in Gaza. It came under heavy criticism. It instead suggested a temporary truce resolution of its own, which cautioned Israel against attacking Rafah, a city in southern Gaza. The Israeli government has announced that it has received military preparations to evacuate civilians from the Gaza Strip in preparation for future ground operations. There is a large Palestinian refugee population in the city, and Israel is under increasing international pressure not to attack there. In unrelated news, the government of the Palestinian Authority (PA), which governs portions of the occupied West Bank, and its Prime Minister, Mohammed Shtayyeh, have both resigned. A technocratic administration may be possible now that President Mahmoud Abbas has accepted his decision. The U.S. has been pressuring Mr. Abbas to modernize the PA so that it can take over Gaza governance once the Israel-Hamas conflict concludes.